Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a group of protesters from our region find themselves in the spotlight as they continue to speak against Senate Bill 150. And Governor Andy Beshear signs a bill into law that's meant to help children who are impacted by the heartbreak drunk drivers can cause Kentucky families.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 4:59. I'm Keaton Hall on your Tuesday morning. And Brandon, it was a little bit chilly out there this morning when I came in.
Absolutely. So a little bit on the cooler side this morning. It is going to warm up though, so we'll be in pretty good shape a little bit later today. Let's take a look at the camera network. Fog and no fog out there this morning. Fog outside the WYMT studios. You can see it down in the valley there from Buffalo Mountain. Also some fog in Pikeville this morning. So otherwise, not too bad of a start. A little cooler, as Keaton mentioned there. 47 in Irvin this morning, 50 in Clintwood. Could drop into the 40s here pretty soon. Wise and Jonesville could join them. They're both at 52. Most folks in the low to mid 50s right now. Moorhead's also at 50 this morning. So again, just kind of keep an eye on that. Out the door forecast, it's going to be a fairly nice day. You know, I can't rule out a stray chance for a passing shower today or tonight, but stray is the possible word, or that's the word you need to focus on instead of like, oh, it's going to rain. Nope, just a stray chance there. I think most of us stay bone dry today. Temperatures top out in the mid to upper 70s. Keaton?
All right, thank you, Brandon. Members of a group protesting Senate Bill 150 more than a week ago in Corbin have found themselves in the middle of a social media firestorm. They say they are receiving backlash and threats, but also plenty of support after a viral video showed an intimidating incident they encountered. Kelsey Soto talked to a group now that the situation has been referred to federal officials.
AJ Anderson was born and raised in Corbin. She grew up in and around the church with her nose in a Bible.
My mom is a firm believer, God-fearing woman, that everyone has their judgment days and our sins are ours to bear. So she's like, I might not agree with it, but I respect you and I love you, and my job as a Catholic is to love you through your journey until you are with God.
But she says the behavior she saw last weekend in her hometown was anything but Christ-like.
I question it every day, whether I should keep going or, quiet down. But if I don't, who's gonna be the one spreading the word?
We showed you video last week posted to social media of an altercation at a peaceful protest against Senate Bill 150 at Sanders Park. The human rights group says they were approached by two men, one of whom passed out KKK cards and brandished a weapon.
This has been a very frightening thing to happen. We've had a lot of threats come through. We've had online threats. We've had people calling. We've had people even texting members of our families. Now,
Corbin police say they have reviewed Kentucky law and even discussed with state police if any statutes apply in this situation, and they've come up empty. On Monday, the case was referred to the Federal Bureau of Investigations, but it's unclear if any charges will be filed. Trent Osborne tells me he's grateful the situation is being taken seriously.
It's time for Corbin to wake up and enter the 21st century and start to grow and start to welcome more people so that this town, this city, and people here can grow.
The group says they're always open to civil discussions, but they won't tolerate violence of any kind. They simply want to live peaceful lives in a city they love. In Corbin, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
The group is planning another rally on June 24th from noon until 4 at Sanders Park. They say this time they have the proper permits and have had conversations with police about their constitutional rights to assemble. Officials in Montgomery County are investigating a concerning discovery. People reported finding flyers in their front yards containing KKK propaganda. Police in Mount Sterling say the flyers were left on cars. Social media posts during the weekend claimed the flyers were also found in Paris over in Bourbon County. One man who lives in the Mount Sterling area says he still feels safe despite the issues, but the president of the Lexington Fayette NAACP says people should be concerned.
The seed has been planted. You don't know who else has saw that, and just because this wasn't an indirect action, it could lead to direct action. Violence or violent activities.
Whitaker says people should report any incident like this to authorities, but they should be taking other steps as well if they wish to enact change. The man accused of shooting and killing a Scott County deputy is facing yet another charge, this time in northern Kentucky. A Kenton County grand jury indicted Stephen Shing Shang on charges of burglary, and being a persistent felony offender. He's accused of breaking into a home in Kenton, Kentucky, days before he was accused of killing Deputy Caleb Conley. He's facing murder, robbery, and assault charges in connection to that case. Yesterday at the state capitol, it was an important moment for families of victims who have been killed or left permanently disabled by people driving under the influence. Melanie's Law allows a judge to order a person convicted of a DUI to pay child support to the families of the victims they either killed or left permanently disabled. Like Melanie Hull, who was hit by a drunk driver in July of 2022. Her cousin and Senator David Yates sponsored SB 268. Melanie's family, including her mother and 8-year-old son Nolan, stood by Governor Andy Beshear as he signed this bill into.
But I'm sad that Melanie can't be here. She's totally disabled, unable to speak for the most part, other than yeah or maybe no once in a while. Can't do anything for herself, but this is a true legacy for her.
Melanie was permanently disabled because of the crash. She's currently receiving hospice care. In West Virginia, 2 people in Mingo County are behind bars after a sheriff's deputy found a number of severely malnourished dogs. Joey Lester and Billy Coleman are each facing 5 animal cruelty charges. The dogs were found at a home in the Gilbert Creek community. The criminal complaint states the deputy reported seeing 1 very malnourished dog inside of the home and 3 outside of the home in the back lot without shelter, food, or water. Another malnourished dog was found on the porch of the home in a clear tote, along with 5 newborn puppies. After leaving the home, the deputy found a bag of dog food and returned to feed the animals. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, the I-95 collapse in Pennsylvania could take months to complete, and a body is found under the rubble.
Rain chances take a break for the most part today, but temperatures will start to climb. I'll have the latest in about 3 minutes.